On this first Sunday of Advent, our gospel is rather interesting. It talks about the signs at the end of time, and talks about the adversity. So Advent is a kind of a season of Advent and adversity. The Gospel of Luke goes like this. Jesus said, "There will be signs in the sun, in the moon, and the stars, and on the earth distress among nations. People will faint from fear and foreboding of what is coming upon the world." And then he goes on to tell us, "Heaven and earth will pass away, but my words will not pass away." And then at the end of our gospel today, "Be alert at all times, praying that you may have the strength to escape all these things that will take place." So it isn't real positive about the gospel today, but right now we're in the Advent season, and we're sort of thinking about Christmas, and we're thinking about all the decorations and celebrations and shopping, and it's probably the most frequently expressions of togetherness are Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and those kinds of things. Well, people will see the Son of Man coming on a cloud with power and glory. The gospel also tells us about that. So is Jesus talking about a second coming? Bodily? And if so, so be it. But I think it's more likely to be a spiritual coming. Much more likely. Many say Christ is coming soon. And those who say Christ is coming soon, a lot of times they'll give dates and times, and the time comes and goes, and they don't. It doesn't happen. Soon. What's the word soon? To a child, that's tomorrow. To a geologist or an astronomer, that could be 1,000 years, could be 1,000,000 years. So we really don't know what soon means for this. Really, what difference does it make anyhow? How does it affect our lives in 2009? I think to believers, in times of adversity, we can expect the coming of Christ. I believe it is reasonable to assume the one who loves us most will not withhold his precious presence when we need him most. Now, people seem to know God best, I think, in times of anxiety. I think it's true in religion especially. Now let's look also, what about the principle of life, how that principle of life holds true not only in religion, but also in other areas as well. For example, the discoveries of scientific medicine are almost always in response to some desperate need in human experience. For example, out of the swine flu tragedy came vaccines. So when you seek me with all your heart, you will find me. This is what Jesus tells us. So Advent and adversity are not antagonists, I don't think. I think they're twins. They belong together. And if any of us are fighting some hard battles this Advent season, let us join in the celebration of Advent with adversity. Amen.